Why you should become your own dad in this fatherless society. A boy's biggest and most intense aspiration is to become a man. But when does a boy actually grow into a man? Although one can concentrate on biological indicators associated with puberty, maturing from a boy into a man requires more than age and physical growth. Instead of believing that someone else, typically his parents, is in charge of his life, a boy instead matures into a man when he accepts responsibility for it. He finally chooses to take charge of his own life and become a man. 1. When a boy contributes, he evolves into a man. The boy believes that someone else will take care of him, provide for him, and instruct him on what he needs to accomplish. The guy accepts accountability for supporting himself as well as anyone else he has allied himself with, including a wife, children, or simply a buddy or group of friends. This does not imply that a man does everything necessary to support himself and his family. He may, and most likely should, assign certain jobs to people who are more qualified to complete them. He is aware that he is accountable for the result, though. Instead of placing the blame on the person he chose if he assigns a task to an incompetent or unreliable person, the guy accepts responsibility for the poor decision. He is ultimately responsible. 2. When a boy takes responsibility, he evolves into a man. The man doesn't take it for granted that someone else will look after him and his family. He is in charge of his own health. This doesn't mean he never assigns duties to others or declines offers of support, but it does imply that at the end of the day, he has made sure to provide for himself and his family. He is to blame if his family is neglected. 3. When a boy takes the initiative, he evolves into a man. A man also doesn't wait for others to direct his course of action in life. A boy is always looking for someone to tell him what to do next. A man assumes responsibility for determining the actions he should take and then really doing them. Again, this doesn't imply that the man doesn't ask his friends and mentors for advice or direction. In reality, it means the exact opposite. He consults with those who can help him because he accepts responsibility for determining and executing the next step. However, he doesn't wait around for someone else to sort out his life or bury his head in the sand to avoid determining his direction and purpose in life. He doesn't simply go through the motions of each day in the hopeless expectation that something positive would occur and improve his life. He considers, reflects, researches, inquires, listens, and then acts. 4. When a boy is prepared to be his own dad, he becomes a man. Fatherhood is the norm for males my age. They have reached a stage in their lives where they are more likely to give guidance and instruction than to receive it. More than being taught, they are also teaching. Do not misunderstand. This is perfectly normal and required. You had better be providing guidance, teaching, and direction if you're a father. The issue emerges when we believe that our responsibility is only to govern others, as opposed to first governing ourselves. The person who governs himself more strictly than he governs his children is the best father. 5. A man sets higher standards for himself than for others. The best man sets higher standards for himself than he does for his wife, kids, friends, or coworkers. He sets an example and provides guidance both orally and in practice. He doesn't nag his kids to play outside while he watches television on the couch. He doesn't demand that kids complete their assignments while he won't read. He doesn't insist that they treat their mother with decency when he won't reciprocate. He lets his house fall into disrepair while not insisting that they clean up their rooms and play places. He doesn't take pride in being lenient toward himself while being tough on his kids and keeping them to a high standard. We must have high expectations for our children. Kids often perform the duties that are required of them. They will live up to expectations if they are high. Low expectations will lead to disappointment. Because it's in their best interests to do so, we must set an example of a good level of living. We must, in essence, be our own fathers. We must accept responsibility for our actions and live in a way that motivates and teaches our young people. We cannot accept our weak and chubby condition. We cannot accept consuming junk food. We cannot accept staying up beyond our bedtime. We cannot accept a lonely existence. We cannot accept a subpar marriage. At work, we cannot simply go through the motions. We cannot simply punch the timer. We cannot accept watching excessive amounts of television. We cannot accept being tethered to our tablets, laptops, or smartphones. For our own life, we must accept responsibility. Because of this, we are men rather than boys. If not, we're just old children who continue to do what we know we should be doing. And we're teaching our children to do the same. Everyone has room to develop. The determination to act in order to advance defines us as men. Choose one area and take action today. Make a difference, but start small. When you do, life will be better.